right then. Welcome back to the Zay's World channel. It's Zay and Chris, and today we have for you our report card of the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Quadro.
The Fantastic Four First Steps. We just got out the theater of watching it a few hours ago. Disclaimer. We might have missed. Chris thinks we missed the first 30 minutes. That's crazy.
I think like 15, 20.
I think we probably missed the first 15, 20. We did have a busy day. Today, we've had a busy weekend, but we still did see the movie, and we are more than excited to tell you about our experience with it, because this is Chris's first Marvel movie in the theaters since like Quantumania. I think it's been like a long time for you since, or maybe even it's been a minute.
We've seen.
No, in the theaters. Like when, besides this movie, when's the last time we went to go see a Marvel movie in theaters? I think it was
We
Quantumania.
saw Thunderbolts in theaters.
We stop. Yeah, we saw Thunderbolts in theaters. No, saw like 2 minutes of it waiting for another film. But no, it's been a minute. For me. I think the last one was Deadpool and Wolverine, because I saw Captain America.
It was the girls. The girls.
Oh, the Marvels.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Marvels.
It
Okay.
was.
So
So that's been a while, yeah.
that's been a while. I think it was last year. Yeah, we did see it in theaters. We did see that in theaters.
Because I was
Yeah.
at the bottom was, it's going to be a church.
It was so good. So, with that being said, quite an experience. We went into this just as a movie. It's been heavily marketed. Obviously, everyone's talking about it. And we'll get to Superman in the future. But let's go ahead and address the Fantastic Four First Steps. Let's just get your general thoughts. What'd you think of it? Like,
I thought it was very well made. It was very, it was nice to see. It was very appealing to the eyes. It was it was a beautiful film. I feel like everyone's powers looked good. You know, I don't know if you guys remember the one from like 2008, that time. The
five one that came out in 05.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
The Thing always to me was not that ugly. They make him seem like he is just, now of course, granted, you were looking like them and now you look a big rock.
Yeah.
But I always just felt like, dang, like when his wife left him and stuff, I said, girl, you're doing a lot. Because it's just like, he's not, like I said, he's not that like ugly. Like he's not an ugly thing. Like he's just a big rock.
He's
like,
just a big rock.
It's just like he just got fossilized.
Yeah, and
the beard could have gone.
Dang, she did not like that beard. Whoa.
That was very striking to
and they
look
kept
at.
it too. They kept it for the second and the third act. Oh yeah, and by the way, before we get too deep into it, spoilers for the movie. We can't.
Yeah.
We would like to talk about it without spoilers, but it makes a lot more sense with everything that goes on, because it's such a good time to watch that we want to tell you everything that happened. So go watch the movie. That can kind of tell you how we feel about it as it is. Go watch the movie first, then come back. Or if you don't mind being spoiled about it, go ahead and continue. But as you were saying with the thing, the beard, his appearance, you were saying,
striking.
do you prefer the 05 version of the
Yes.
prosthetic suit that he wore versus this CGI? Because in 05, that was a suit he was wearing. It was like a
I
thing
like the
that they
suit
put.
more.
You
I
like
like
the suit more than the CGI?
But they both look the same, like a big rock.
Yeah.
So
This one has eyebrows.
But I
so-
did like everyone's character. Everyone's character, I feel like meshed really well. They all had very good chemistry. I liked the story of it. I wasn't quite sure what was gonna happen with Galactus and stuff. Like I was like, because you were so presumed of it being something bad, and then I was thinking, I don't know. I liked the baby. The little baby was so cute. Like
Franklin was
just
adorable.
so cute.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. People were saying that we had some bits of Renesmee moments in there with
was.
the CGI.
There absolutely was, because I saw it clear as day.
Yes,
it was
you
whenever
can-
I believe
and we saw
it was,
this in 3D,
It was
so-
when Johnny was leaving. Yeah, it was when Johnny was leaving, and the baby turned
Yes.
his head, and I said, "Ooh,
I was
baby,
like, yeah,
the baby's
I
face
said we
is
could have gotten an
blurry.
actual
The baby's
baby for
face
that,
is
but
blurry.
still, it's still not, to me,
But
that's
it
not
was-
that's
it
not
was
enough to tank
good.
it. It was because there were scenes of Franklin, the actual baby, and it was absolutely adorable.
Like I said, there were the only like fault I would just say about it is whenever it did come down. Granted, Pedro ended, like Mr. Fantastic did end up telling everyone in the world the truth in regard to what was going on. How everyone came together to like save their planet was very nice to see, but it definitely was a movie because we've already seen
realistic. But this is the 60s. This is the
and
60s.
that would've been even
but it is
worse.
this is, I guess, a world where maybe people come together. I always got to think that these are worlds with superheroes in them, like actual people that are kind of worshipped and protected because they literally can take on forces. So maybe when they do ask them, then but we'll get into it because I can understand that point. But we can get into
really
the story.
But yeah, I feel like it was a really good story. It was a really good story. Like I liked it. It was, like I said, and it was different than the others. It wasn't like any of the others before. And like I said, I just feel like everyone's chemistry and the family basis of it was very believable. It's like, oh, you guys are an actual family, not just, oh, like we got into this horrible accident and now we're all stuck together.
No, because this movie took a different approach. It took the same approach that I think the Superman movie has taken, and the same one that Spider-Man Homecoming took, which is you kind of already know the origin story of these characters. Let's not weigh the movie down by introducing them.
Just show it quickly, like, because even the one with Michael and Miles was horrible.
Because that movie took up the majority of it to get there. Fan-foristic, as people call it, because it doesn't deserve the title of Fantastic Four. But let's get into the actual story of it. We pretty much picked up maybe 15 or 20 or so minutes in when Johnny is kind of being funny with Reed Richards. We get to really see Pedro's performances. Reed being smart, he's always kind of on his toes, and then he's developing the teleportation device with the egg, which does come back later on in the film. Heavily. And then by this point, we're realizing that Sue is pretty pregnant. Belly is big.
Yes.
And I do like that we got her. Our first time seeing her powers was showing literally the baby through her stomach, which it's so cool because you see someone's power and you see it done in ways that are practical, which just shows how comfortable she is in it, versus she's just discovering her invisibility and she's like turning things invisible accidentally, or like how in the 05 film she has to just for like comedic relief. In this case, it was really cool. But we are introduced, of course, to Franklin Richards, and right as they are about to have their dinner that night and everything, and we do see throughout the introduction of the Thing, they really, I was saying this in the car on the way here, on the way back home to record this, is I like how they make them seem like truly the only superheroes, because the kids rushing up to the gate from the school being like, pick up the car, it is how kids would act with a superhero, because they're like, just do that and whatnot, that's cool, that's fun, and they're like, throw the car, and then he like almost does. It's like, it's funny, it's kind of, I like that. It makes them seem adorable, like people aren't afraid of him, or because that's
like a monster.
Exactly. So what were you about to say?
I forgot, but there was something. This society definitely is different than like real world, like what we're in, because the flying cars and all that stuff, like, and they're in the 60s.
Futuristic 60s. They're way more advanced in their 60s than we would be.
So is it 2060?
Yeah, or even in the 616 universe, like the actual one that the normal Avengers are in. Like even they seem like they're not as advanced, like they don't have flying cars yet and stuff. Like it's just the superhero. So if you compare them, you're right. That's a good observation, because this seems way more technologically advanced.
I was like, they're definitely not in our world now, because it's like they're so further along. So of course maybe they do actually work together in that world.
Like the Jetsons, but kind of in a 60s like that sense. But the people, it felt alive. The city felt alive. It didn't feel like, we're so used to seeing New York. We see New York in every superhero movie. This was different. I kind of like how it was, especially how Times Square was used, which is where we'll pick up with the story here. We are introduced, of course, to our girl, Ruth. Ruth descending from the sky as Silver Surfer, or Shala Ball, as we know her. Love that she was introduced in this way, and I like that she got straight to the point. Your planet has been marked for death. Enjoy your time while you have it. Your loved ones. And now it's stuck in my head. I herald this, I herald that. It's in my, you're the herald, we get it. I herald Galactus. I like that, but what were we thinking of Ruth as Silver Surfer? From the trailers and from the announcement I told you months
Like
ago
I
that she was
said,
Silver Surfer. How did it stack up?
it is, like I said, she's a great actress. She has played different roles. I think this one was the one she looked best in. They
Yeah.
always be throwing the worst wigs on her. I
I mean,
don't know
Ozark
why.
made sense. She was busted up.
Like
in
she
the
always
Ozarks.
she always has on these busted wigs, and I'm just like, let her curly hair just be out. But like I said, in the Silver Surfer, I do like it is a different aspect of it, because when we were in the second one, the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, and we had like the man, it was like he was a big part. So I feel like people were going in with that expectation, yeah, in terms of what they thought she was going to be doing. But I liked how much she was in it. I kind of like how like the fight scenes with her were good.
She's in
like,
every act, but she doesn't take up space in every
and like
act.
her and the little Johnny, the little cutesy, cutesy, are you flirting with me? I liked it, and I did like how we also got to see why she did, because in the Rise of the Silver Surfer, we didn't really get to know why he did that. It was just like he just had like he was just doing it for the woman he loved. So it's like I wonder if like, because you know it's like you go back to the old time, and it's like, oh, like I wonder if it's he kind of has the same type of origin story as she did. But I appreciated her origin story. I appreciated like her sequence. I appreciated her line delivery. It was very, like I said,
Her
I think she
sequence
did
was
good.
really nice, and I really liked how when they were in Times Square and she was announcing everything, it felt like the tone of the movie shifted. Like, it's serious now. There is a ticking clock. Galactus is coming.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, of course, at first, the Fantastic Four, the people believe in them so much, like, go beat them. It's like a
Yeah.
normal day. It's like, we know you've beaten enemies before, but to see them go up into space. And and we forgot to mention this because this kicks off the B storyline of Johnny and the Silver and Shalabal. Her saying in her language,
Yeah.
essentially die. What'd you say? It was die
a
with
blessing.
others. No, it was a blessing.
Die with yours.
Die with yours or something. But yeah.
Yeah, I think. Oops, we don't know. But yeah, ultimately, and that was nice. Like, it was also showing kind of how Johnny, I think, always wanted to be portrayed, which is like, I'm smart too. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not
I
an
like
idiot.
that.
Like, I'm not an idiot. Yeah, I might be a little bit slower than
Or
y'all
like a calm
sometimes, but-
musclehead guy, because that's how he
Yeah.
is proposed in the comics, and that's kind of how Michael B. Jordan's character kind of did. Not
Like
to
a
say he's not
hothead.
stupid, but it's obviously he's not intellectually on the same level as
Reed,
as
but it's
Reed,
like
but
he's the
Reed is the
smartest.
top 1% of smartest. But I like that he felt as if, okay, Reed's busy doing his own thing, and you're having the baby, taking care of the baby, and the thing is the thing, picking up cars and trying to talk to women out here.
Oh,
you know?
and he was holding the baby. That was another CGI
That was
moment.
another-
where
that was
I
another
like,
CGI
oh,
moment.
like the baby's back isn't actually on your arm right now.
Yeah.
So
Should have had more scenes with an actual baby, but hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I mean, you could have saved you some money in the CGI department. That way, we could have put it towards other things. But they put the money into this $200
baby
million
was so
was
cute, though.
definitely on that screen. But yeah, after she makes that announcement, Silver Surfer Johnny follows her. She tells him the message, and he spends the rest of the movie trying to
depict her
not
language.
only depict her language, learn it, and to essentially throw back at her, like her faults of what she's done. And then we get that reveal of why she is the herald of Galactus. She exchanged her life in servitude of him just so her planet
And
could
it
be the
wouldn't,
one
yeah.
out of the many that he's destroyed that's actually been spared, which I really like that they did that throughout the film. They didn't just give it to you from the beginning. She didn't just
Yeah.
exposition it. She could have easily been like, I did this for Galactus and now I do. And it's like, okay, cool. Now we don't care that much. But here throughout the film, it's pretty good. They go off on the mission, which we do see them go off on in space. And instead of them getting the powers, which we were expecting they already have them, they're going to Galactus himself, which I really liked.
Because
And
they were tracking her like from her board.
from a boy from the different planets she had been to. We're then introduced to Galactus right after he destroys the planet. What you think?
He looks like
He wasn't like cartoonish or
No, he
anything.
looked just like someone else.
I mean, that's
what
his.
he
Oh,
looks
but it's not his
like.
actor, Ralph Elephant. No, Ralph.
No, Ralph.
Stop. But
But there's someone he looks just like. Ooh, it's gonna come to me.
Okay.
But
It'll pop up later
But he
on,
looks. He looks. I mean, he looks like a big rock to me, like a big stone. But he was huge. Like whenever he jumped into that ocean, I said, "Oh, everyone's wiped out. Everyone's dead."
It causes like a mini
everyone's
flood.
dead.
Like if you're in the and he's kicking
A little tsunami.
buses down the street like we kick
They're
a toy
nothing,
car
holding buildings, just like
to keep his weight up. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like just to keep himself. But I like that we got introduced to him. The scale is massive. We were watching this in 3D, and I think it really paid off. We watched it in 3D because they did jump off the screen when they were at the very bottom of the screen.
he looks like the thing in Suicide Squad. So
Gotta be
the
more
thing-
descriptive.
So the first one with Dr. Moon or Dr. June, what's her name? June. Okay, remember the military guy, his wife, and she was the Enchantress.
Oh, the Enchantress, yeah.
So whenever her brother, that big dude, that's what he looks like. That's what he looks like, but just huge. Like, because that guy was already big to us because he looked about like 10 feet. But now, of course, Galactus is as big as the Earth.
He's huge. His scale is very, very massive. And it actually is terrifying at some points to see him on the screen. Really great because Johnny gets a moment to ask her, as he annoys her throughout the film, about the whole, does your surfboard, does it attach to you, or like, does it phase or anything? Which I think is probably a callback to the Silver Surfer movie itself. She literally just rides the surfboard a lot in the actual film, and avoid and kind of show that she's in servitude of Galactus, but also that she has a heart of gold. Like she still has a bit of humanity in her to even care enough. Exactly. Yeah. When she does ask about the when she says like it's just a child, it's just a baby. But essentially, this is when we're introduced to not only Galactus, but his offer, which is, I guessed this for a while from the trailers and from the story, and also from the post-credit scene of the Thunderbolts movie, which I thought was going to be solved in this movie, but it actually didn't, which was very refreshing. But I did guess that the only thing he would exchange for not destroying the planet for would be their child, because Franklin Richards is the most powerful person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until this point. So it's very nice to see that they put so much stakes onto the child. The child didn't come across as this novelty or something to be cute for the screen. Franklin's a huge part of the story. They end up leaving in their Fantastic car after, of course, Reed's like, no, we're not exchanging it. Oh yeah, and then Galactus just like his eyes get all purple, and it put him at no, like it's so funny that his eyes get purple, and then he just, I guess, forces Sue to start having the baby, like just accelerates the process of Franklin coming out of her. Yeah, as they're escaping her, they are in one of the better sequences because not only is Sue having the baby, but they have to transport themselves to like a black hole so that she can be stuck in it. She can get close to it, and so they have to. Then Sue ends up making their actual ship invisible just long enough so that Shia LaBeouf actually gets put in there. What'd you think? Yeah, sucked into. What'd you think of that sequence, actually?
No, the sequence was really good, but I would just say in terms of that, whenever it happened, I was like, oh, okay, they got her. But then I said, no, well, we didn't see her actually go through it. And also she can keep up with them when they were going at the speed of light. So that's why it's also like, because Reed had said like, oh, she'll be gone for like a year. Or
no,
like,
a month. He said a month.
Oh.
And they were gone for, no, but I was saying, yeah, she was gone for a month in that, like, just trying to get out of there. But they were gone for a month in total.
See,
when
someone
they
fact check us on that. I wasn't sure, but also was I just maybe not paying attention?
It's okay, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, it was already proven.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, so then they got her. Shoot, Julia, they got you.
Because of course it took them a while to come back.
But it was good. I liked how it kind of they had to figure it out. Okay, well, we can't really shoot her if she's bending the beam, like, or she's not bending the beams, but the light is. And then it's like he's just trying to do the both. She's giving birth, and Reed's trying to be there for both, stretching.
Oh yeah.
As far as he could.
And then what did she do that almost scared you? Probably one of the scariest sequences.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that was made it goated. Is because she was getting so close to him, because obviously she can
phase through anything.
And she literally phased through part of Sue's stomach. I said, ooh, this is going to get gory. Is it gonna get
I was thinking,
really
is she
fast?
going to pull him out?
To pull
of
the
her?
baby out or accelerate him to where he's grown, like that was, like I said, like
Just take him back
that's
to
so
Galactus.
scary. And it's like like all of you guys are helpless because, like I said, y'all are trying to get her, y'all are trying to fly the ship, then you're giving birth, you're getting traumatized now, and it's just like,
yeah.
But when she phased through, I said, oh my god, did she touch your baby? Like, I'm thinking, like, did she touch your baby? Is she gonna kill you? Like, I'm thinking she's gonna just kill you in that moment. But it's like, hey, they
because she's ice cold in this film. She's like,
but
she's
they got
really,
away.
She's really ice cold in this one. They come back
at
to
the start
Earth.
until she starts.
Still starts
just like
warming
because like that's how you know, like she was kind of not on the side of Earth, but it's like also, girl, you marked us, so whatever. But whenever Galactus was like kind of strangling her, whenever she said it's just a baby, because she had failed, she goes, I failed you. And then like that's whenever, after this whole thing has transpired and she came back, she was like, he's just like a baby. And then he was ready to choke her out. And
Instantly,
I was like,
very, very powerful.
Oh, I was like,
but
okay.
But talk to us a bit about the sequence when they came, or like when they came back to Earth, how it was and how the tone shifted again.
So
it went from like chaotic to now bleak almost.
Yeah, because it was kind of like they came back. You know, everyone's excited for them. They're like, yes, they defeated them. We're all going to be good. But then in reality, it's like, oh no, like Galactus had just told you the only way to save this world is to give up your son. And so right off the bat, I'm like, I would not tell nobody nothing. But of course, we're in our world, right? So where it's like, of course, we would never tell that because we already know how people would react. Get rid of him. Who cares? Who cares? Just
and
one
they were
baby.
kind of screaming that and yelling that, not them, but a little bit later on.
Yeah. So and like I said, I do really applaud Reed though for telling the truth, because he didn't have to do that. None of them had to. That could have been a secret they took.
Plays to his character well as a very honest man who happens to be very, very smart. He's just going to tell the truth as it is, because if he tries to hide anything and it gets revealed later, it breaks his character of not being trusted, because you are seen as the face of the team, so it's like we have to trust you. But it just felt bleak whenever they said, how'd you defeat him? And it's like, we didn't. Like you could see it on his face.
I don't know, like what's gonna happen. Are we
safe?
No, like I don't no,
I don't know. He didn't say
not.
yes or no. He said I don't know, and we get back to them at the house.
I do really like how they depict Reed though in this one, because the other one we just know he was cute, but it's just like we didn't really get to see his scientific aspect as much as we can.
Intellect at all.
Yeah, I guess because we are a little bit smarter now to a certain extent. But it's like seeing it now, like in how like he is kind of like stretched too far in terms of his mind, and how his mind will go to the bad, like, so that I just really like how they like portrayed. I don't know if it's all because of Pedro or if it's just for how he was written. Like I really appreciate how they did Reed Richards in this one.
Good character work.
Because I'm just like, oh, like he's not just some nerdy science dude, like kind of how
Exactly,
they've always portrayed him. It's like, no, he's so smart, and like his mind stretches so vastly to where it's like he thinks of every single outcome like a true scientist.
And he has to find a solution to stuff. And I like how when they get back to the house and they are trying to devise a way to find out a solution, I like that we get to see him essentially go like, I don't know, like I don't have one. That's the thing. I don't have one
that we have right now is to give him up. But like I do appreciate like how that scene was actually very, I won't say beautiful, but it was very nice to see as a couple work through it, because you know they always make a lot of superhero couples, they do make either very sexually kind of dominated, or it's also like, oh, like they're just playing characters and they're just on like I just feel like maybe they had really good chemistry. That might be me boosting, I don't know, but I just feel like they had good chemistry in terms of what he was saying. I believed him, like he is feeling overwhelmed, he does have to take his mind there, but I also feel her like, I'm not giving up my child who we just gave birth to. Where were you born? In space.
Exactly. And you can't think of our kid as some equation needed to be solved, because of course it said mathematically, and I don't even know if he said ethically, but he said mathematically, and then he also said
something. I know what you mean though.
Yeah, he had a phrase that he said that made it seem like it was the easiest option, or it was the option that was going to work for right now. And she, Sue wasn't feeling it, and then it did lead into that really great.
It showed her getting frustrated too.
So Madge just disappeared, yeah. Because her powers are tied to her
That was
emotions.
a little striking of a scene because she was loud.
There's some yelling in here when she was pushing him back, pushing back the Galactus, like, oh, I was like, okay, it was good acting, still fine. But I did like that Pedro gave a good performance of just saying that his mind does go to the darkest place. We can find out. I got to find a way to defeat them before they can, hurt them before they can hurt us, or what he was saying. And then she said, but how you act, that hurts me. Like how you are, that hurts me. And then he says, I don't mean it to be that way. I don't mean to hurt you. So it's a great dynamic. You can tell they really do care about each other, and they're not just thrown on the screen. But I do think it's really based on the performances of Pedro.
And you can also Vanessa base it into real life, because they're superheroes, but they're still having any struggles with like wife
humans, just humans, and they're having a kid. It's their first kid. It's like, and it's a lot. And she thinks isn't a monster. Like we're both genetically altered, and we're having a kid. So what if our kid comes out as something crazy?
What if it as a big giant?
What if it doesn't come out at all? What if it just comes out invisible? Can't find it.
What if it just takes over my body?
Could have just came out invisible, can't find it, slipping on the floor and stuff. And
falls off.
Like no, you lose it in space, and then it just becomes frozen. It just
rolls off the changing table.
Damn, wow. Haven't even recorded the things yet. Oh God, there's so much I gotta say for that. We'll get to that another day. But anyways, they do end up when they are then Sue Storm has a moment with the kid when she tells the crowd. When the crowd, well, not the crowd,
which to me was, like I said, blowing me off. Like, he's gonna explain the scene, but it's like, it was kind of like, ooh, but like I said, I have to take myself out of this, because like I said, this is a different world. People aren't, there isn't any racism,
but it's how it's depicted. Because in the beginning of the movie was setting you up for the general people to love the Fantastic Four. You protect us. We see you as normal people that can protect us.
Interaction with each other, like I said, to band together, to actually want to move together, to have. It was a diverse film. We saw a lot of people of different
cultures
origins,
and background. It wasn't just one.
Like that, and that's what's so funny, because that's like I said, because in our history, in this world, it's depicted as like
we're always
if it
divisive.
Ain't white, it ain't right. So they didn't want to have none of that. But I just liked how you can explain the scene, but like this was throwing me. But like I said, it's because I'm thinking of our world, and I need to think, no, like what if this was a peaceful world?
Yeah. But they essentially, the groups of people, they were now outside of the Fantastic Four's home, and instead of praising them, they were hating them with signs that said like no Fantastic Four, or like and they were saying like to give up the baby, and then Sue does come out with the baby.
She broke the TV. She said, "Get this shit out of my face."
And she did introduce Franklin to everybody, and giving a very nice speech, and talking about how her a little bit of her childhood with her dad getting into a car accident, and that taking out their mom, and really that being divisive for their family, and kind of just showing what they've been through.
That they value family.
That they value family so much to just have people together, but also how the Fantastic Four view everyone else that they protect as their family, as their extended family. So we all have to come together to work it. We're going to take care of this as a family. And I like seeing the context of it now, because in the trailer, it's just saying we're going to take care of this as a family. And, of course, Vin Diesel's happy as hell, family. Because that is what the Fantastic Four is all about, is their family. But yeah, the rest of them come out, and now they kind of know, after she says...
now they all start working together, and then they...
Because moving the heavens and the earth, that's what her... Mom said that she would do for you. And now Reed, going back to the egg earlier when he was teleporting it, we're going to move the earth. We're going to teleport the earth. And of course, this is when they do come together. So what did you think about
that idea? Let's move the earth. Let's just get a Galactus away for 10 years.
For the performance that was put on for Reed to look so stressed and anxious since they got back, of how am I going to figure this out? I can't, we can't hide people. He's going to destroy a planet. And because he's probably seen a planet destroyed now by Galactus, I like that he went straight to, we can move everything.
They were showing the planets being devoured over time. And it's funny, and it was going in order, and I had said, clock it.
Yes, and I do like, so I would say the idea is, shit out of luck. We got to find something, and this is the
Yeah.
closest thing that we can find. But of course, the power, how much power do we use? It's going to take up a lot of power. So this is when we get everybody to decide, everybody in the world, essentially, I guess, to decide to stop using their devices and stop using power after like 8
After
p.m.
8 p.m. because they were.
You know
and he
damn
never
well that
answered.
would not work
I
nowadays.
guessed a month, but I guess it was probably even less time because they had to conserve as much energy as possible to get these.
But with everybody working together so fast, we probably could get it done pretty quickly with all the companies that needed to build the larger scale devices that were based on what he was doing for the egg. Those
The
like three
teleportation,
the
yeah.
teleportation devices.
We'll
and
call
so
it portals.
portals that would be able to physically move the Earth to another universe.
They were all going to connect over the Earth, and then they were going to teleport it.
Exactly. And we didn't know where you would be able to take us, but he wanted to take the Earth to a place that Galactus, it would take him millions and millions of years to be able to even find them. Hopefully by that point he's already given up or been taken out by something else. But you said if that was the case, what if it's another universe with another Earth? What if an incursion is incurred? What if
I was just thinking of like I just went super science based. I was okay. Are the oceans, the gravitational pools, the moons, the sun?
Are we even going to
how
be
far
able to
are we
be
by-
the same?
Are
like,
we even gonna be next to a sun? Are we gonna all go in? What if we get transported into a black hole? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, like you guys really are risking the entire world, and for your son. But hey, I
do
would
what you
do the
got to
same
do
thing
for your
too.
kid. I do anything. I do anything for my kid. But they attempt to try it, and what happens when they are so
Julia
close?
said, "Move, bitch, get out the," because she was blowing them up. And
I herald the destruction of
I
all
literally
these
was thinking
devices.
because it was working, y'all. So I'm thinking like, oh, but then I'm thinking like you're gonna be cooked.
I thought it
wherever you
wasn't going to
go.
work. I thought it wasn't going to be enough power and practicality wise.
And
It
so
wasn't
that's
going
what
to
we
work.
thought. But then here comes Julia. She was blowing them up. She said, y'all ain't
All
going
of them. She took out
nowhere.
all of them except for the one in Times Square. And right before she took out the one in Times Square, who showed up to stop her? And
Johnny Torch.
Johnny Torch. And he was playing her language back to her of what her people would.
And like all the people
tell
that she's killed and all of like that's.
And then we do get that backstory of showing her sacrificing
What
herself
if
for
that,
Galactus.
you know, it would have been
Or for-
killer? What if so obviously he was playing her language and like hearing that stuff back to her, but I wonder like, wouldn't that be crazy if like the punishment for that planet that she saved, what if their punishment was having to see you're living because I'm taking,
Yeah.
that would be nuts.
But I feel like for her at that point, she's destroyed so many that she's
Mm-hmm.
probably just chilling as Galactus is destroying it. She's probably just in there chilling, doing her own thing. Maybe
But
taking
but she is present because whenever he was eating that other planet when they first found him,
Yeah, she was there.
She was like within it, and she said, "Oh, Galactus will see you." I guess she like makes sure it goes to plan.
Yeah. And make sure that anybody that tries to escape or tries to get in his way, she probably takes them out. But she is shown that, and then when she kind of goes up into the sky,
Yeah,
Johnny
she flies
follows her.
away. Yeah.
Johnny then says, take me instead. And I thought they were gonna turn into old school Marvel, or not old school Marvel of a couple of years ago would have turned that moment into a joke. And her being like, no offense, but you're not the one he's looking for. You're not
big enough.
intelligent enough or
That would
something.
have been a huge pause because that's a baby and like.
But okay, what? But she
Pause.
probably been like, you're not powerful, and turn into some moment. But instead, it was just a
you're not hot enough.
no. It was really just her saying like no, like, and then of course him offering, then help us, and she's like, no, like I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna go back to my boss. But they do end up after that happens. Now Rita's really like, what the F are we gonna do? We have one left. Let's use that one to teleport Galactus
himself,
to
yeah.
another Galactus himself to another. I like how the plan develops into different layers throughout the movie. It makes sense. It's not just we forgot something, because we do complain about how movies don't have a strong third act.
Yeah.
That one being the beginning of the third act of, okay, now when Galactus comes here, now we know the plan, and that's to get him to cross the
We need him to come
line.
here,
But we
yeah.
need bait, and what's going to be the bait that they use?
The bait is the baby.
That's messed up.
flavored Baby.
That's messed
Franklin.
up, but I understand
Franklin.
it, because that's the only thing that he would go there for, that he wants. And so he does go there, and that's when you said when he jumps into the ocean, he jumps in the ocean and creates like this typhoon.
Because you know what's funny, y'all? Whenever he came out, and I was like, he's about the size of Godzilla. Where's Godzilla at?
Yeah, and that's what people kind of think. It turns like a Godzilla almost movie for a little bit, and his scale was still huge. It's huge, probably the biggest villain we've seen on the screen yet.
I'm gonna show you while you're talking. I'm gonna show you the one I'm talking about.
The one you're talking about, but he ends up scaling. He ends up scaling through the city, finds Franklin Richards in the middle, and right before he's about to step, or actually no. So before this, they put the actual Franklin Richards in the middle of the circle of the Times Square teleportation device. Then Johnny ends up spraying fire into Galactus's eyes to kind of make him blind for a second, and then they swap out Franklin for just the carriage that he was in, like another carriage that he was in, the container.
It's just his name's Incubus.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, I forgot that he was even Incubus from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he is a lot. But then so now we're in the third act, y'all. So now it's just kind of like, okay, we're gonna use the baby. Now, mind y'all, whenever they were doing this, we're thinking, we don't really know the plan. We're not in on it. But you're also probably wondering, okay, didn't you just say he jumped to the ocean? Weren't you saying this was a complete disaster? I was like, people are dead. So they did have everyone evacuate and go underneath.
I forgot to
and go
that.
Underneath.
With the Mole Man, I guess the Mole Man's one of the original Fantastic Four villains from the comics. So I guess he was kind of like working with them now to help him out and whatnot. But
yeah, whatever he is.
But he gets to evacuate them to the underground. So now the people are underneath the city as Galactus.
Which I would be scared, y'all. I don't want to get crushed. Like if something's gonna come here.
But it's not fast enough to get them into space. They don't have they don't have that kind of technology yet, which is funny to be able to mass transport.
Yeah, I guess they did. Yeah, and they were lucky to have caves, I guess, underneath them.
Exactly, but then right before Galactus steps into the teleportation device over the line that Reed needs him to step over, he's like,
because they moved him, so basically
clever little bugs.
Yeah,
because that's what we are to him, bugs. And then he finds the actual
Nina.
Franklin Richards in. Look at you. Yeah, finds the actual Franklin Richards in the building, being taken care of by Herbie. Herbie. Yeah, Herbie. Yeah, Herbie was cute. Herbie was cute in the film.
Good job, Matthew.
Herbie was cute
Loved Herbie.
in the film. And then no. Tell us what he does, because this was one of the scariest moments in the movie. What does he do when he?
Oh, he literally. So of course Herbie goes, okay, like lockdown, like this big thing, like clearly y'all have failed some way. Let me protect this baby, and then it just comes in and destroys the building. Just grabs it, like just like how we would, like if you have like a toy house and you grab one of the dolls from inside, same exact thing.
Just destroys part of that building.
And I said, ooh, like their building is done for, but ultimately he did grab the baby. This is when CGI was to a T, because that baby was rotating all kinds of way.
Yeah.
But it was rotating, and like the fact that it even had the baby, I'm just thinking like, oh my god, like, it could crush him. It could do like. There's so many, because it wants him, and then it was talking to him, and I was like, oh my god, what if they like make him get bigger or something?
Yeah, what if he accelerates, makes him grow up fast, so that it's like now you can take over. But I like how the baby was growing.
And then it's like they're against their son because now he's not your
son anymore.
That
could have gone a different way.
Very depressing.
I don't know if Franklin Richards ever turns on anyone else. I think he's always a good guy. But once Galactus actually has Franklin in his grasp, it turns up now. The whole crew's like, okay, we gotta lock in and actually like save our son. And this is where Mr. Fantastic, he's jumping all over the place. And we get to see his powers really used for the first time in like a combative time. And then he gets he noticed that Galactus had, when he was sitting down in his throne, he had something connected to him, like kind of like if he has ships, like his power source is probably in these circles, these like circular chambers on his back. And so Reed starts, and the Reed starts, I guess, draining that like kind of like the lava or whatever was
The
inside of
source,
him, out of
yeah,
the
yeah,
source
yeah,
out of
yeah.
him, and then he like sticks another
I
one in
didn't
him,
even
and then he
know
grabs him.
that.
Yeah, I had thought like, okay, that's probably.
I was thinking like, oh, like you're hurting him. I don't know what. I literally was like,
So
oh, you're
he probably
hurting
like
him. I don't
powers his
know.
own ship, and his ship powers him, or maybe something like
Yeah,
that.
probably gets
Like how he recharges,
whenever,
because there's no way he can just be going around space all the time.
But maybe from him consuming so many planets, maybe it's gotten him slower over the years.
Yeah, this is
or,
definitely if this is the thing with Galactus, and it kind of mirrors the same thing that if you've watched the Loki series, you'll understand. He Who Remains, Kang the Conqueror, that version in the show was older. He was like closer to retirement, so he was looking for someone to take over his place versus a young one. You know what? It's the comparison of Thanos in Infinity War and Thanos in Endgame. Thanos in Infinity War was like, I'm doing this plan because I'm tired, you know, like I'm at the end of my days, I'm doing this, versus the one in Endgame, that one was younger and he was still willing to take over planets of his own and kind of do some play. So I think that this was a Galactus that was more so looking for the end, because he talks about this hunger and I guess he didn't want to have it anymore. So he's like, I want him to have it instead. And I kind of like that. Kind of shows his power, because I know that the thing that people do gripe about the film, which we'll talk about next, is, and these are just early reviews and early reactions really from people I watch on TikTok, is how easily kind of Galactus was defeated. But I feel like this wasn't a Galactus in his prime, let's say. This seemed like an older one, but that just shows how strong Sue Storm is, because essentially she's pushing him back. That's really what was happening. She was so strong that she used all of her power in her life source to push him back, and then he grabs onto a building, and Ben runs through the pillars of the building. That's what we saw in the trailer. He runs through the pillars of the building. What?
Grounded building.
Yeah, for him to just run through. But I guess he is.
Imagine if a car crash. So
for
the
sure.
building's gone.
But you got to go through those giant 4 pillars. But I get what you mean. But yeah, only he could really do that. But then he starts to fall back. Johnny ends up.
He gets thrown. Remember, he gets thrown.
Oh yeah, he does get throws the thing
Johnny
around like nothing.
Literally, picks literally.
Oh yeah. Because I forgot. I was saying this part earlier just now with the Mr. Fantastic part. So as he was draining the life source, Galactus then grabs him and then proceeds to stretch him
like
out,
a rubber band,
almost stretching him out of there. And some people were saying,
stretched out by another dimensional being.
And some people even on the Reddit, they were saying, "Wow, I can't believe Reed's his maximum is only like 15 feet." And people were like, what the fuck? They were like, bro, it's Galactus form. Imagine him stretching you, and he's this giant being. And also, Reed stretches to his... He doesn't stretch because someone's stretching him. He stretches because he makes himself go that. So if he's being forced, he's not catching up with it. So it's kind of like when if a rubber band could talk, essentially, like, please stop, you're reaching my limit. So I do like that we kind of saw him. Shout out.
Break.
Yeah, exactly. And
snap.
I did. Yeah, snap in half. And honestly, it was. I thought the Oliver one from Invincible season. Was it 3 now?
That one was worse because his bones were breaking.
And he was talking to him. He's like, your bones will slowly crack, and then you'll feel that's fucked up. He was talking to him. But this one, I thought, damn, Galactus. And then when he fell to the ground, I like how he looked. It really looked like, damn, he's dead. Pedro, you're dead. When he just fell to the ground afterwards. Yeah, I was like, damn.
Like trash. Literally like trash.
I was like, he can just kind of squash you right now. But anyways, then Sue, and Sue just crashes in the ship.
I was like, no, you're dead. Like, you're already dead.
But then she sees her son in his grasp, and then she's like,
she gets that
power. She really goes crazy.
The power of a mother.
The power of a mom. The power of a mom ain't playing around now.
And it did say, just for funsies, it said Franklin Richards, son of Mr. This is, of course, just Google.
AI.
And the Invisible Woman is a mutant with reality warping powers that allow him to manipulate matter and energy. So his powers are reality warping, bending reality to his will. So Wanda, matter and energy manipulation, rearranging matter, transmuting elements, and manipulating space-time with gravity.
Wow.
Psionic abilities, telepathy, telekinesis, astral projection, precognition, and mind control.
Damn.
You're cooked already. And he has more. Time travel, traveling to the past to meet his younger self. And that's why Ruth said what she said. Because
that relates to him with the Kang thing. Remember, I told you it's a variant of...
Remember, she had said, if you were older, you would do it yourself.
Yeah, because he probably yeah.
And
Maybe
then
she's seen it. Maybe she's seen it.
So traveling to the past to meet his younger self, creating energy projection, creating bioblasts and energy constructs. So great, atomic bombs coming at us. What do we do? Quick.
He's like the most powerful.
Immortality, possibly immortal, and then pocket universe creation, creating pocket universes.
He's unbelievably powerful.
That is one of the most
powerful.
Oh, he's a little cutie.
One of the most
he
powerful
looks like
beings.
Going Ghost to get head. Shout out, if the girls you know.
But yeah, so Sue is pushing Galactus back when she sees that Franklin is in his grasp, and then they end up opening the actual.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Literally, the timer that I put on the microwave, of course it didn't go off because it's silent. We have it silent. So I had that one. Oh, Jordan, you scared me. So, oh my gosh, the chicken might be hella overcooked. Fuck.
Damn.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Ooh. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm okay.
It's okay. I'm okay. Okay, cool. I'll let it cool down. Cause like the mashed potatoes.
Hold on, my mother called me. She said, "Oh, hold on, we have to. Let me stop it for now, and then we'll get to the. Well, actually, no. I'll get. It's 9:50. I'll get back to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Back to it in a second. Let's sweat this up.
That's how powerful Franklin is.
But yeah, that is how powerful Franklin is. And they do end up pushing Galactus into the black hole. They activate the
portal.
The portal. They activate the portal.
Because Johnny was out trying to get Mr. Thing from the freaking.
Because that's how they stopped Reed from being stretched so much, as they threw the thing into Galactus's face.
Because it's clobbering time.
Because it's clobbering time. Finally said it. And while it's actually pulling Galactus in, at first we think, oh damn, like they put him in, and he's in there. Then man just almost leaps fully out of it, and I'm thinking, damn, he's too. Because remember, going into this, I thought, what, they're probably going to lose against them, and I thought, oh, he's that powerful. He's gonna break down one of the pillars and just wipe him out, and then they're gonna get into the ship and leave, and have to leave everybody, and he's gonna destroy the Earth. That's what I thought. I thought he was just gonna destroy the Earth and win. Nope. Johnny was about to give himself up and push Galactus in himself, but then
because he was coming, he actually went away and then he came
back.
That's
like
how
gaining,
strong he was.
Yeah, gaining.
Because the timer was still going for that portal to be open, so they had 30. They had
like 10 seconds left or so when he was 11, out. So so he's going, and then Harold came in and stopped him.
She said, "Move, bitch!"
And as an act of, I guess, as an act
heroism.
Yeah.
Paroxysm.
Heroism. As an act of heroism, she pushed Galactus in and went in with him, and who knows if we'll see them again or when we'll see them again. It could take millions of years before we see them again.
Yeah, it could be like ultimately, like, what if they just blew up or something? Like,
exactly.
we don't know.
Or they go into another dimension with another black hole.
Another thing is Silver Surfer, obviously she materializes matter and all that stuff and goes through it. But she also can go through like lava. So I guess she's like definitely could handle the torch.
She's kind of like immortal. I guess you have to like chop her head off or something. I don't know how you defeat her, but she's powerful.
It's something with the board. You have to take them away from their board.
Oh yeah, I think it is something like that. Okay.
Well, at least with the man, it could be different now.
Shala Ball is different. Shala Ball don't play. She does not play. But yeah, shout out to her for helping save the world essentially. And then the people come up from the ground, and the Fantastic Four are heroes, and they have saved the day. And then they were gonna put like a Fantastic Five little suit on. It's been
Franklin.
Yeah, it'd been a year after that had happened, and then they were trying to unveil him as the Fantastic Five, but Sue and Reed were like, nah. Oh my God, I'm rushing this part. My bad. I'm rushing the part of, Sue just falls to the ground after she uses all her energy to put Galactus in there.
They always gotta kill Sue
and you know they gotta try to kill Sue. She actually died.
And the
good
baby,
on Pedro
the baby
for giving.
Said, I gotta come.
Yeah.
The baby. Yeah, Pedro, you're a little horrible CPR, but hey, like, we're not gonna kill the woman on set.
The thing was kind of ready to call it. He was kind of ready to call it early.
Hey.
He's like, come on,
Let's
babe.
get back to the bear.
Come on, babe.
Like-
And the thing's kind of like, yeah, let's just find somebody else. It's okay. It's okay. We can move on. He didn't say that, but the thing was like, it's over. It's over.
Like she's done.
It's
she's
over.
Done.
She's done.
And
I
remember,
also
Johnny,
can't
is
cry.
she breathing? Is she breathing? Johnny, why don't you fucking look?
Yeah, and then Joseph Quinn just gives us this really haunting look, like just looking dead inside. But hey, that is your sister laid out on the ground. But yeah, Franklin Richards' first powers that we see are essentially bringing his mom back to life. She brings her back to
if
life.
he can make little universes.
Yeah, so he brought her back to life, and they are all good. And then the people come up from the town, and then they are celebrated. And the year passes, and they are, and right as they are about to be unveiled to the world again, and like on the TV show, they get an emergency, and then the guys are all trying to put
How many people does it take to install
a baby car seat? A baby car seat.
That's an ongoing joke in actual hospitals too. So
that's hilarious. But they were trying to get him in there, and it took a minute, and then they flew off, and then that was the end of the movie, and then we got our yeah, I caught myself slipping there. We got our post-credit scene, and tell us what happens in this post-credit scene.
The first one is actually going to be, so the little boy is like, oh mom, I want to do a different book. They're reading, just chilling.
It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years later. It said 4 years. Yeah, I caught you slipping.
Okay.
Yeah. You know damn well ain't no month. The kid was, come on now. He was talking.
It's not Sun Jin Woo. Like, he's not going to
This ain't Oliver. He doesn't grow 4 years in 2 months. But
yeah. And that one, basically, okay, so the little boy, so the mom gets up. Sue's like, okay, I'm going to go get another book. She's like, Herbie, like, help me look. So they're both a little distracted. And here comes this man, all covered in black, looking like a little hoodie.
Kind of like dark green in his...
looking like
Doom, yep. Dr. Doom. Now, probably not actually Robert Downey Jr. I'm sure the nigga wasn't actually on set to film that, but we do get our first introduction to Dr. Doom because we see the Doom mask in the hand. And he's there. Like, he's in the building, got past all that security.
And the little boy's all up in his face.
Kind of almost like he's talking to him. Is this the first time he's doing it, or is he just paying a visit? Maybe he's been doing this before. We don't know. But... it has been. I assume this is the first time he's actually talked to him. But yeah, as Franklin Richards gets older, more danger is going to come about because of just how powerful he is. But we do get our introduction to Dr. Doom. Yeah, and we don't know how strong he is. And then we get the other.
He can manipulate reality. He can bring people back from the dead.
And Doom is incredibly powerful as a villain too. He's one of the most powerful villains. We'll see more. Hence why they're doing the Dr. Doom storyline. But good introduction for Doom. The only thing is we've got a year now and some change to see his movie versus when Thanos was introduced as the big bad of the Avengers movie. That was like years in the making of like, oh, this is Thanos. We've heard of him. Now when we see him in his own movie as the big bad, it's like he's a huge force, enough that 2 movies are needed for it. We'll see if in the year, if Marvel can do a good job, because we don't know when we're going to see him next. I think the next time we see him will be in the Dr. Doom movie. But the other post-credit scene was just the animated TV show version of the Fantastic Four, which is kind of cute. And that was the film. That was Fantastic Four. Runtime was just under 2 hours. Did it feel? Good. Yeah, we talked about the pacing and the thing, then the acting. Pretty good, but that was the movie itself. Pacing. It was
well paced, yeah.
I think well paced.
Because I didn't even realize. Because I was thinking
of what we've seen, of course.
With every Avenger movie, I'm thinking 2 hours and 58 minutes. Be ready for 3 hours. Like every time. So.
But
the pacing was good though.
Yeah, the timing was good. I think the comedic beats worked well for what they needed to, and the tone, like as we said, the tone shifts kind of introduced each act of the film. I like that.
Johnny kind of looks like Joseph Quinn. Kind of looks like Fred
from the live action movies of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, like he looks like the guy from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like right here, he looks just like him. Like if his hair was black,
I'm dead. I mean, it is pretty. Yeah, I can actually see it though. Yeah, if he could, if they made
he
another,
dyed his hair black.
if they made another live action Scooby Doo, he probably would have played Fred. But
yeah, and that's why I said I'm that's good on him, because we've seen him in such different roles to where it's like he was kind of an outcast weirdo. He's trying to play like he's a hot guy now, or like a hot young whatever, I don't know. A bachelor.
He's just a human.
He's a bachelor. That's what I'll say. And then in the other one, it wasn't.
He likes girls and he likes space. That's what he said. He likes women and he likes space. That's what he said with this character. So.
And now he gets the alien sexy bod.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but timing and pacing wise, things it was really really good. It worked. Didn't feel like it was dragging. We were engaged throughout, and if we watched it again, and probably need to watch the first. Yeah, we'll be on time. We'll be on time
for it.
We'll
watch the first.
Honestly,
we'll watch it again.
Yeah, we'll just watch it again because that's the thing with it.
Worth it.
It's worth the rewatch, and definitely for the 3D experience, it was good. And I think for the sound and how it looked, and for the scale of everything of Galactus and how they looked on his ship, and how great Shala Ball looked. Like she was shiny. Like you can tell the money was put in here. Yeah. Definitely see it on an IMAX screen. See it on a big screen. Don't shell yourself out. Go see this in theaters because it feels big. It feels like a big event type of film. But let's get to the acting. Let's just talk about it. I think they were all great.
Yeah, I had already talked about it earlier, but like I said, the chemistry was really, really good.
They felt like a family.
I did like how they did a more family aspect where I feel like most of the time it's like Sue and Reed, their love story, and then the other people are just like there because they were in this horrible accident.
Because you're the sibling, and then the thing is friends with Reed, and he's just dragged along to do it.
Yeah, so it's like I'm happy. Like this one seemed, like I said, like it was more of all of them, as if it really did give a family aspect to where it's like, oh, okay, like I said, it's not just Reed and Sue's little love story.
And I wanted to mention this very small thing. I liked how Ben kind of forgave Reed again for turning him into that, versus the 2015 version. A lot of that plot was Ben being mad at him, like, look what you did to me. And even in the 2005 one, it was like that too. It was like, look what you did to me. But granted, unlike those where they were introducing them and you got that initial anger of that, this has been, I think they've been the Fantastic Four for, I don't know if it's 4 months or if it's been a year. I don't know how long it had been since their acts. I think it's 4 months ago. I think that's what he said, 4 months ago. But I could be wrong. But whatever. Just wanted to say that moment was very nice. He said, you got to stop beating yourself up about that, because I like that plays into Reed's character. But acting wise, make sure I get the acting right. We'll start with the Thing. What was his name? Because we know him from
the Bear.
Eben Mosbach as Ben Grimm. We know him from The Bear. He did great in here. Thought he was good. He's fun. He's endearing. I can see why people would dress up like him and have his T-shirt. He just seems like a chill dude. Like when you see him on the street, you're like, hey, but you're also not gonna fight him because you know damn well, like, because those guys in the alley, those guys in the alley were like, yeah, what about us, huh? You know, we got families too. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not gonna jump him because
jump him and see what happens.
No, he will kill you. He'll literally just throw you against the wall and like turn you into freaking mush, like.
Or grab you so hard that everything breaks.
Yeah, I kind of wish we got more. I kind of wish he did a little bit more smashing. Like he actually kind of fought Galactus more in like a punching him sense. But
strong.
Hey, maybe it was kind of a weak thing if you ask me.
Damn.
Kind of a weak thing. They kind of hulked him. They did the Hulk thing with him. They were like, when Thanos messed up Hulk, and then they kind of like sunned him a bit. But I think that could have been done a little bit more with his destructive nature. Clobbering. It wasn't enough clobbering. So like,
is he the same strength as Hulk?
I don't know. Look it up real quick. Let's see. We'll see. Are they the same strength? I don't know.
That's scary.
I don't think so. The Hulk is freaking strong.
Hulk, yeah.
He can jump across buildings. The Thing can't. You need to. He was running through pillars. That was like and picking up cars. That's what he was known for in this film. He's kind of a soft giant, kind of like that. Was it telling you? AI answer.
While both are incredibly powerful, the Hulk is generally considered stronger.
Damn, they sunned you, my boy. That means
so then
every other person. He would be like, "The fuck is this?" It's like, is he a superhero?
Like, cause Hulk just seemed like, I just love like the 2008 or 2001, whatever one. Like
2008, The Incredible Hulk.
That's my Hulk.
The one with forgot that actor's name. But yeah, the one that had the leader and all that stuff in there, and what to do with the huge forehead.
Abomination.
The Abomination. That was
the second one.
But yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, for Eben Mosbach, did well as The Thing. Of course, Joseph Quinn. He was a great Johnny Storm. Wasn't stupid. He had his own B plot storyline, which was intriguing. It paid off and it made sense. And it wasn't something that he just figured out in a day. Like, he was already listening to the music. That's honestly that's when we walked in, y'all. When he was first listening to the music in his room, and we were like, okay, I guess he's playing some tunes, only to find out that's a language. So I like that one. Vanessa Kirby, in my opinion, and I would say also probably for Chris as well, this is the best Sue Storm. I like Sue when she's like this. Jessica
and Carrie serving face.
But this one was, but she was great here. She was a mom. I loved her family energy, and she brought it. She really made them seem like a family, and they were together. And of course, Pedro was he was pretty great as Mr. Fantastic. I know probably some people wanted it to be John Krasinski, but we already saw him in his universe in Multiverse of Madness. But Pedro did a great job as showing a troubled scientist who's just a human, not getting stretched too thin, literally, physically, and emotionally, and with his intellectually as well. But not gonna lie, come on now, Julia Gardner was kind of the show stealer. I liked her the most. Anytime she was on the screen, I thought she was awesome. She was getting held. Like they would have to get. When the thing like just tackled her and was like not to. He said something. He said something to her. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how strong he is to just stop you. And then she threw Reed to the ground. Like, damn. I was like, you can kill them low key, but. I think all of the sequences are great, and I don't think she overstayed her time in the film. She was great. Galactus was awesome, too. Didn't need to say much. He probably gets like 20 lines in here in the movie altogether, but he was awesome with all of them, so it was pretty good. I don't think that he was defeated in a easy way either. It's not like
he kind of just pushed away for a later time. He's not even really defeated.
He's not defeated. Like, we know he'll come back, and if he really tried,
we bought ourselves maybe at most 10 years.
He could have just lifted his hand and destroyed everything, but he probably took him for probably wasn't taking him too seriously. He just got caught slipping.
I do wish he didn't change his size, but I get why you said that, because it's like you're picking up a baby. You can't be the size of the earth.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he does got lifting in the air, but overall acting was very, very good. I think everybody brought it, and it's a big movie. It starts off the next phase of Marvel, and I think it went.
And hey, Sarah, really, really well. You little cutie, huh?
All right. Well, that being said, it's been a minute. Damn, it's been a minute since we did one of these. Let's go ahead and let's give our rating for the Fantastic Four: First Steps. We are going to give it a solid. 1, 2, 3. We'll give it an S. We'll keep it as an S for now. We will revisit this. We will watch this again in its entirely later.
Guys,
but for what it is, it was kind of
superior. I said
it
A, but I think he just liked it as opposed to the others so much more. But it's like
when ranking them with other A movies, I walked out of here. I had expectations for it, and I think what made it an S for me. Of course, you have your own opinion. If you think it's an A, that's fine. But me personally, I thought it was an S. I thought it was superior. Okay. I thought it was one of the better.
It
Marvel
was really
films.
good though. Like I couldn't have an argument to not say it was an S because there wasn't anything.
There wasn't anything. Like I said,
the baby.
The Renesmee Part 2.
No, Renegon.
Yeah, maybe they did that on purpose, like Renegon.
Yeah.
Okay, Pain, relax.
They always change her name.
Renegon. Oh, I was saying no, but I said the Pain because that was his eyes, the Renegon. Robitussin.
Yeah, research. Remember, one was research.
Reverend, no, we can go on for days with that. But yeah, I can't really find many faults with it. Probably just the Thing fighting more. And the powers are great. And I like that once again. They did not show them using their powers, and if that's a detriment to you specifically, whoever's viewing this for the viewers here, and for people who do reviews, I can see that. But when you've already seen the previous ones, which I think this movie pays off and doesn't treat the audience as unintelligent. Like, see, here's the because I was saying this with the '05 film. I was like, you see how they hold your fucking hand throughout it? Yeah. The fucking solar flare. What does it do to Reed? It stretches them into different dimensions. What does it do with Sue? It makes her invisible. What does it do with Johnny? Makes him flare up in something. And then what does it do with Ben? Not much. He's just thrown in the fucking air. And then when we see him again, he's the thing, essentially. But it holds your hand to say, stretch, invisibility.
But like, damn,
Human Torch,
lock. Like, why does the thing have to be like that? Like,
I was like, why you gotta hold me that
bad? We couldn't think of it. Like, I just wish he could. I just really wish he could turn back. Yeah.
But then it's too much like the Hulk, and I think that's why. Well, because the Hulk can change.
Maybe that's why the Hulk's stronger then, huh?
Yeah, it is what it is. But he's just stuck like that. And but yeah, compared to the other ones, this is, in my opinion, the best Fantastic Four. Oh, and if you've never, I don't know if I just said this, but excuse me, if you've never seen any Marvel movie, if you don't even know about Marvel, and you just want a good time at the theaters, I think you'll have one with this one. You don't need to do any research. You don't need to watch any movies, any TV shows, or know anything before this. I think the movie does a damn good job of explaining to you who they are, the powers, where they came from, and how they use them. And they beat Galactus in the first movie, which I think is pretty cool. Like, so that's a pretty big deal.
How did Thunderbolts tie into this to where?
Yeah, so at the end of the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, the Thunderbolts see the Fantastic Four ship coming into space, and now we kind of know how they do that because we saw it in the film, how they break free from going the speed of light. And then they just kind of like drop off like a pit stop, like wherever they want to go, they pick. And I feel like that's what happened. They picked ours. We don't know how that happened. Is it that Doom took the baby and went to our world with it and they're chasing after him? Is it that Doom left and they're following him? Is it that the world is still in trouble and they have to leave regardless? We don't know. But I like that it left that up for interpretation. And who knows? All I know is you're probably bringing trouble over here. But I would like to bet money on Doom taking Franklin.
What if you and I met different dimensional versions of you and I?
That'd be insane.
That would be so crazy.
Like, how'd y'all work out? How'd y'all meet? How'd y'all...
We're brother and sister.
You're crazy. Look at it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Get some help.
And then we see another version of him, too.
Yeah. Jordan, too, as well. You're getting pretty big, bud. But yeah, give it an S. But yeah, give it an S. Still a fun time. Go see it in theaters. Yeah, definitely worth the money to go see it in theaters and see it in theaters. And
get there early.
Not late. And I would say that it was worth it to see in 3D. It felt big on a scale.
It was pretty good. I almost kind of wanted the D-Boxy just so I could be moving.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like for that movie though, but there were a whole lot of sequences or a whole lot of scenes where nothing was happening. But sometimes
D-Boxes like in our area, they kind of suck. I think the ones in California and stuff are nicer.
Yeah, we'll have to go. We'll have to see them.
Because the ones here.
Maybe we'll do it for the Avengers movie. Maybe we'll just say maybe for the Avengers movie, which comes out, I think the 17th. It comes out around my birthday of next year, which I'm very happy about. Maybe we will just see it in D-Box, 3D, IMAX, and just go all out and just have a good time. But we'll see.
Have a time and beyond time.
But the reason why I say that is because that's the next time we will see the Fantastic Four. We will not see them until next year. And this is the last Marvel movie of the year. There's no more. They only had the... actually, I don't know how many they had this out. I think it was this. They had this movie. They had Deadpool and Wolverine. And I think they had...
They could make a little Christmas show.
Make a little Christmas special. I forgot what was the other movie that came out before this one. Okay, are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, it says Fantastic Four, First Steps, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. I'm so stupid. Thunderbolts.
It says Eyes of Wakanda.
No, that's an animated series.
Ironheart.
That's
and
the
then
series.
Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, no.
Avengers Doomsday. That's a trailer. It's gonna be a trailer. Yeah. Avengers Secret Wars.
Those are the ones coming up next year and the year after that. But for 2025, it's just been Thunderbolts.
Then why did it had them all together?
Yeah, but last Marvel movie of the year.
Oh, it says Blade.
No, Blade ain't coming out. We know damn well that shit.
It says Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, First
Captain America, Brave New World. That came out this year?
Yeah.
That came out in February. That's right. So that came out in February, and then Thunderbolts came out a couple months ago, and then now this one came out here, and then that's it. So 3 this year. So of the 3 Marvel movies that came out this year, this is the best one. And
Yeah, it still has it for November 7th.
What?
Blade.
That's not coming out.
It.
Let us know in the comments if you think Blade is coming out. Mahershala Ali. No, Mahershala Ali. You too busy getting
Mahershala,
drowned.
You were trying to just
getting
kill
drowned by
everybody.
an ugly looking dinosaur in Jurassic World, only to just come back up and survive.
Oh, was he in Jurassic World? That
yes.
wasn't him?
That was Mahershala Ali.
But Wesley Snipes is Blade.
Yeah, but what are you? Yeah, but but Mahershala Ali's supposed to be Blade in the new Blade movie. You think? See, because you got the Blade video stuck in your head of what he was calling Ryan Reynolds. We're not repeating what he was said, but if you know, you know. That's a funny YouTube video. But anyways, final thoughts on the film before we wrap everything up.
Like I said, I want to see where's Doomsdale gonna go. Dig-a-dome.
I'll ask you this because you're not as inclined with Marvel as I am. Was this enough for a person who's not into Marvel to kind of be a little bit interested in what they have going forward?
No.
At all. So you don't want to care to see him at all going forward.
No, like I don't. But you're.
That's
saying,
such a quick answer. I mean,
that's
damn.
what I'm saying. Yeah, like in terms of like because I think of other Marvel. No,
But if you forget seeing
I
other.
don't think so.
Forget everything from before. If you've never seen a Marvel movie, how does this? Is this a launching point?
It's like around a B.
Like, but is it a launching point? But do you care enough to see them again in the Doomsday again, or it'd be like?
Sure, I would like to see them as cameos.
Then I think it did its job of being like, okay, if you really were like, no, I don't care for them at all, then you wouldn't understand. It's enough for me to go. Let me see how they do. Would you like to see a sequel movie of theirs?
Oh, it says Fantastic. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Would you like to see a sequel?
Yeah.
I would. I want to see what happens. I like their world.
Yeah.
They all
and I want to
see
Franklin grow up. I think that's what it did pretty well. It made me look at the kid and be like, okay, cool.
And it's so cool because she's like actually pregnant. So probably like on set she was actually pregnant.
For real?
The actress, yeah.
Vanessa Kirby was actually pregnant?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Look at you. Look at you. You looking up some AI generated.
I'm not. She's 37. Okay. She's 5'7".
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Avengers Doomsday 26 and then Avengers Secret Wars 2027.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't she pregnant in all of her?
Yes, Vanessa Kirby was pregnant while filming Doomsday and the Fantastic Four. She also filmed scenes for the Fantastic Four First Steps with a fake baby bump before her real pregnancy. She mentioned that filming while pregnant was the coolest thing and that the cast and crew were utterly amazing. Wow. So no wonder her acting was so like realistic because she actually was pregnant. So, hey, I like that. Cool. Anyways. Oh yeah. And let's say this with the thing with Pedro and everything. Outside of this, with how they are as actors and people. This is just a disclaimer for people who are too involved in actors' lives.
Yeah.
The whole page, this tour while them being together, on the press tour, I'll say it like this: Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby were closer outside on their tours and doing that than they were like physically in the movie here. It's obviously a response of his anxiousness and whatnot of how he is as a person.
His anxiety.
His anxiety. For people who don't believe that, or people think it's creepy or it's weird that he holds her hand or he was touching her. First off, he has done it with men as well. He's been close with them as well. It's just a response. If you don't believe in it, then it really does discredit men's mental health. It's sad because he's actively telling you who he is as a person and how he responds to things, and you're just not accepting it because he's not.
Because of your perception.
Because of your perception of him. This is why we need to stop putting people on pedestals thinking, well, if that was me, I wouldn't be like that, and that's weird, and how are they? Shut up.
Not everybody's you.
Not everybody's you, and he's just his own person, and that's their business and how they are, and I think that ultimately, if anything, it really did strengthen how they were acting in the movie. They didn't need to be all up on each other. They were husband and wife, and they'd been a while, and they were just having their first kid, and I think that it was depicted well in the film, and I think that outside of it, if you got a problem with it, then stop being on the internet so damn much and go outside, touch some grass. So just wanted to say that because we were talking about that in the car. Yeah, breathe some air. But overall, no real controversies with this. Go out and enjoy the film. And yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. as for the Fantastic Four First Steps, as always, if you want to see more that happens on the channel, make sure to
like, comment, and subscribe.
And we will see you guys next time. Peace out.